everybody, welcome to the United from Manchester United 1, Ipswich 1. And look, it's not the start that we were wanting or even Amorim, but, it's a draw. And there's a lot of things us fans we can take and obviously Amorim can take as well. Look, I think obviously, when we scored, I think I missed, the first half in when it was live. I just watched it on replay. And we had a quick, so I'm thinking 2 minutes, I'm thinking, wait, Rashford scored? I'm thinking, well, what a surprise, because when it comes to a new manager, he seems to turn up. But no, obviously we scored in 2 minutes and you think to yourself, well, maybe because it's an early start, maybe we could get goals, somehow the lads will start scoring. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. A lot of people said, it could be 3-0 or even 4. But it didn't turn out to be the result that we wanted. Obviously, look, after that, we've been saying this for like past few years. Like Man United, or even going back to last season, we tend to play good for 10-20 minutes, and then we just become Man United as in usual, just being shit. I don't understand because under Amorim, the team sheet he put up. I have some questions because, look, I understand, it's his first game. Obviously, he wants to know the players, and, at this point, he's trying to, visualize. And obviously, he's only had 2 training sessions, and you almost think to yourself, well, that's not enough. So almost these games are almost his training sessions, I think that things he can take from it. Look, I think the lineup. Look, people might say, why did he pick Eriksen? Why Johnny Evans? Where's Shaw? Where's Yoro? All this, all that. Why is Rashford up front and, Højlund, Xerxes on the bench? I think obviously because we got Bodo Glimt next. I think he got the right lineup, but it was for the wrong game. Because if you think about it, at this point he's trying to, obviously he's gonna rotate in the Bodo Glimt game. But that lineup should have been for that game. You're putting Eriksen in midfield in that double pivot with Casemiro. Obviously, in that his job role is to cover a lot of space, a lot of distance, and press. Eriksen can't do that. We're not playing 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Like, we're not playing, 2 like 8s or whatever. We're playing 2 double pivots. And I was thinking, putting, again, we've seen it. I look, because if you go back to Ten Hag's first season, that midfield of Bruno, Eriksen, and Casemiro, you're thinking, wow, like that midfield can dominate. Obviously, coming from now, Casemiro, them 3 have been declining. And putting Casemiro, he could do the role, but then I'm thinking to myself, because him and Ugarte have played well, and obviously Ugarte, a player he has played under, you might as well think to yourself, well, would he not play him? But look, obviously I think he was trying to rotate. Look, the only shock thing was Eriksen. Look, he could have put Eriksen as a 10, but then again, you might as well think to yourself, well, he doesn't have the, he doesn't have high energy in him. But then I'm thinking to myself, then what was the point of putting Eriksen in a 6? He can't put a tackle to save his life. I mean, come on. At least put a proper 6. But look, I'm not gonna give criticism to Amorim on this. Look, he probably had some wrongs, but look, obviously, again, the lineup he put out, I think it was the right lineup, but for the wrong game. I think that lineup should have been for Bodo Glimt because, no disrespect, but Bodo Glimt, we should be winning that game. And if you want to put, players, in positions that they're not familiarized in themselves or they don't thrive, then you could do it for that game. But doing it against Ipswich in a game that we should be winning, and in terms of league position, if we could have won, I think we could have been 9th. And obviously, the day I'm recording, obviously Newcastle did lose to West Ham, so we could have been 9th. But look, obviously, look, and that's the thing because even me as a fan, I always want to see which teams are above us or below us or trying to catch us, and you're almost thinking to yourself, well, please, I hope they lose. But then I'm thinking to myself, what's the point of doing that when the team, like again, Newcastle lost, well, but Man United dropped points as well. They could have been in ninth. They could have, if they won, and Newcastle lost, they could have stayed in ninth. But look, it is what it is. Um, but yeah, obviously, he played Rashford up front. I mean, like, I think it was inevitable because I don't know what Rashford does to every new manager to pick him every time. I don't understand. Look, people might say, where can he play? Obviously, he can't play in the 10 position because, again, Rashford is a wide left. He isn't one of those players that stays in the pocket area. But look, obviously, and the thing is, even being the number 9 in Amorim's system, again, he has to be patient. And again, I've seen some stuff from, Rashford. He couldn't hold the ball. Like, every time the ball was played to him, he's trying to pass it back. Like, even first time as well, I'm thinking, fucking hold the ball. I mean, if we had Anthony Martial, I think he'd probably hold the ball better than him. Despite obviously, like an example of a game that he played, well, the whole team played shit, but especially him, was Newcastle when we lost 1-0 to Anthony Gordon. But Rashford, like, the thing is, like, it isn't only just running in behind, it's also holding the ball. Like, hold the ball, make a run or make a pass or maybe take on some players. Rashford doesn't do that. He's just trying to look for the easy way out. But he does that, but then gives the ball away. And I'm thinking to myself, you're ruining the fucking pattern. Like, when there's a flow of play, like, let's just say Amma gets out, let's just say he's up against 2 defenders. He somehow finds a pass, Garnacho gives it to Rashford, and then he fucks it up. I don't understand. And this is why I dislike Rashford being up front. Because after the goal, I mean, what the fuck was he doing? Honestly, what was he doing? Look, I want Rashford to be back. But if you're looking at this system, can he really thrive? I've been hearing people saying, oh, his best position is a 9. When it clearly isn't because, if you go back to his prime season, obviously 2 years ago, it was mostly from the left. Obviously, Ten Hag, obviously did this BS of putting Weghorst as a 10, Bruno on the wide, and then obviously Rashford up front. But that's because, what were we playing? Counter-attack football? Just win the ball and then give it to Fernandes and he puts a darting ball. Honestly, But look, honestly, Rashford hasn't been on full. Look, I wasn't surprised because I'm thinking to myself, well, Rashford will always turn up. And then him scoring the goal, you almost think to yourself, can Amorim drop him? But then he did fuck all in the game. So I'm thinking to myself, well, obviously I'll go on to player ratings, but you take that goal away, what would you give him? But then again, I mean, what can I say? Amorim, 3-4-2, 3-4-2. Look, obviously we haven't seen Man United play further back since when we lost 4-0 to Liverpool. I understand the cons of playing this formation because you get so much space, like the midfield's so exposed because obviously the right centre back and the left centre back, they go wide, and so do the fullbacks as well, or wing backs as you call them, and they go wide as well, and they go high as well. And obviously, it leaves so much space for those 2 midfielders. You almost think to yourself, well, teams can capitalize on that. And honestly, I've seen it on Sky Sports, and obviously Jamie Carragher was analysing on Casemiro hesitating to fucking press. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, obviously I understand it's 1 game and, 2 training sessions. But after you take from that game, you clearly want to know what Amorim's trying to do. He wants his front 7 to press. And obviously, I think, what was it? Because Casemiro was thinking, should I mark Hutchinson? Well, technically, this is where you kind of think to yourself, well, Johnny Evans can't play a high line because he's slow as hell. And that's why when he had Diomande, Inacio, and think Quaresma, you know, Diomande would like almost be like a holding midfield, like an extra midfielder, but he'd be pushing up and actually marking Hutchinson, and that was where the part where Hutchinson the everyone was pressing, and somehow the ball got to Hutchinson, and then he's left exposed, and then obviously we're running back. You know, that's what Ruben Amorim wants from his central defender. I think Evan was playing left centre back, but look, even if it was delayed, he should be pressing Hutchinson because look, you're giving him this much space, and obviously, if he's pressing, obviously that suggests he wants to play with a high line as well because you're gonna leave so much space if you're gonna have a deep line as well. So look, obviously there were errors, but what I like from Amorim is that the surprising thing was, like, we saw Anthony playing wing back. I thought he played. I don't think he played. I don't think he was on the bench. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I might look because he did say in the interview with Gary Neville that we might we might play with fullbacks because it takes time for a winger to actually become a wing back and obviously defend as well, and it's not easy. But Ahmad's just shown a reason he can play wing back because he can defend and he does track back. I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony does it because they're not the same player. But with Anthony, he's got that work rate and obviously desire to win the ball, obviously, and he's aggressive as well. It's just about the defensive side of things, but I was a bit surprised, and obviously I thought he could play in the 10 role, but obviously Garnacho did. But yeah, obviously, look, it was a game. Look, I've been hearing nonsense about, this is the guy who came to replace Ten Hag's better, all this BS. I mean, and also I'm related to Jamie Carragher, Gary. I'll relate to another thing as well, and which is so facts as well. Maybe people might not want to hear it because maybe they don't like him, but he speaks facts on this. Amar Goldbridge said, if Man United won today, it'd be like when Solskjaer won against what was it, Cardiff, 5-1, and then we went on this unbeaten run and then we lost, and then you think to yourself, well, if that happened under Amorim, then people would obviously, overshadow the problems. Like, people actually realize, oh, wow, we're playing so good. Like, people hype up Amorim. But if we lost to, let's just say, Arsenal, or let's just say we drew to Arsenal and we lost to City, then you almost think to yourself, wow, the problems are still there. But we had this unbeaten run, and then people forget who's the problem in this? It's the same players that got Ten Hag sacked. It's the same players. I'm not gonna go to the signings he made, obviously. But look, and the thing is, that this is so facts as well, from my perspective. If we'd won that game, people would overshadow the performance we actually put in. Let's just say we had that same performance. And Ipswich, I think they were the better team because they kept attacking us. Even in the second half, we couldn't even get our own fucking box. Our own half. And I'm thinking to myself, this is like, when we were facing Palace, and it was almost like we were Palace because we couldn't get out of our own half. Honestly, it's amazing, but I'm thinking to myself, we'll keep passing back, try find a way, to fucking get into our own half. But look, honestly, what was I gonna say? Yes, but if we won that game, people would actually forget how shit we were. Or maybe people might say, oh, but Ipswich might have won. But, Amorim's era started. Everyone will be hyping up all this, all that. Again, people overshadow the problems and talk about the results if we won the game. I mean, that's the thing. And even Amorim as well. And it's even showing him why we can't... Because he even said in an interview, again with Gary Neville, that we can't press every time because we are going to get tired. You can't press for 90 minutes. You're going to get tired. Unless you're Jason Park, and there's a bunch of you, like 11 of them, and they keep running, But it's impossible to run and press every time for 90 minutes, We need to control the ball. He even said we need to control the ball, but our decision-making in how we keep the ball and how we give the ball and not to give it away. But this team... against Ipswich, they kept giving the ball so much, you kind of think to yourself, well, there's a reason why we weren't pressing that much. Maybe we were tired. But if we're that tired, that just shows that you can't press for the whole game. But the thing is, well, why are you giving the ball away if you don't want to press that much? I mean, I don't understand. We kept giving the ball away. Look, same usual stuff from United. We give the ball away. But look, obviously, I'm interested to see what he said. Obviously, after the game to the players, because we kept giving the ball away, and they could have scored chances. Onana as well. If it wasn't for Onana, we could have got battered. We could have got battered. But anyway, that's my take from Amorim. First game in charge. Player rating. So Onana's at 8 for me. I think he's man of the match. Honestly, I think the amount of saves. I mean, this guy's had a lot of stake. Obviously for the right reason. Obviously, people could go to the Champions League. And the mistakes he makes, and obviously the type of saves he makes. But he's actually kept us, like, in the game, and obviously it was 1-1. Like, that Liam Delap, I think Liam Delap could have had a hat-trick, or maybe even a brace. But this guy, brave as hell, and, coming out, almost like De Gea as well, coming out, being brave. And yeah, he just, look, honestly, Onana needs his flowers. What I don't want this, obviously it's not one game. He's been doing it for. There's a reason why he had the most clean sheet, and obviously he's one of the best keepers in the league. It's not delusional. I just want it to be consistent. I don't want it to be, he's been great for 12 games, but then what about the other rest of the games in the season? It's about consistency and how he does it every game in, every game out. But look, honestly, Onana's an 8 for me. Look, man of the match. Mazraoui 7. Look, this I don't know what to tell you about this brother. Again, people would say, we need to pay another 30 million or something, because we absolutely robbed, Bayern. I mean, this guy, right back, number 10, right centre back as well, and he still played well. Amazing. 7. De Ligt, I give him a 6.5. Look, obviously, he was a central one. Obviously, he's taking time to be to familiarize in his role, because normally the central defender is almost like another midfielder, almost like a holding midfielder. When obviously the front three and the midfield of 4, press, and obviously you're leaving that gap of space, and obviously that's where De Ligt needs to be. If we ever do that, because obviously you're gonna leave this much space as well. So De Ligt is 6.5 for me. Johnny Evans. I don't know if I give him a 6. I don't think he was his best game. I don't think it was his best performance. But look, he was playing left side to centre back, and he was up against West Burns, or Amari Hutchins or whatever, because he kept going onto the right as well. But yeah, I think he got subbed off. And obviously, when Luke Shaw came, we had that balance. But obviously, Luke Shaw coming on, it's his first game back since Luton in 9 months. So, you're not gonna get the exact Luke Shaw back. So yeah. Who else? Dallo. Look, obviously he was playing left wing back. Obviously, this is why I want. Obviously Malacia was on the bench, but this is why in this system you need to have a left wing. A left wing back for a left foot. Prefer left footed. And obviously wing back right for right foot, unless obviously he plays Ahmad there. Because he does play wing on one side and a wing back on another. So yeah, Dallo for me, I give him a 5.5. I don't think it was all that. I mean, there were times you're thinking, well, when's he gonna cross? But no one's in the fucking box. Like, that's the thing. When Højlund and Zagsi came on, you almost think to yourself, well, are you gonna cross the ball? Again, this team don't cross. Like, it's like we're allergic to crossing. But anyway, Ahmad, I think he's a 7 for me. Honestly, obviously he made the goal, but this guy, I know he had to do a lot defensive, but that just shows he can do both as well. He can attack, he can defend. He's energetic, and he's relentless. So and obviously, The question is, will he play wing back or will he play as a number 10? Look, honestly, at this point, with Garnacho, he's not really the player that he has been, obviously since probably Southampton. Again, I said it again. From the only reason people are saying Garnacho's dead from Palace to now is because of missed chances, you know. But anyway, I think it should be Bruno and Ahmad in the 10. I did say it. And obviously Hoyler in front of Xerxes, whoever. But yeah, Ahmad for me 7. Casemiro. The thing with Casemiro is, I've seen times, and I've seen it again. He keeps doing first time passes, but he goes to fucking no one. I don't understand, And I've seen times where, Dalo or even Bruno, or even Evans trying to put a long ball to Rashford, but he's not even there to get it. I mean, I don't fucking understand. And this is one of the reasons why I don't want Rashford out front, because is he willing to get the ball? People say, oh, why is he not dropping deep? He's waiting centrally until someone flings or Hollywood pass to him, and then he runs and scores or whatever. But yeah, Casemiro, I'd probably say a 6. Actually, I'd say 6. I don't mind it. But yeah, Ericsson of. Look, this position. Look, it was the right lineup for the wrong game. But putting Ericsson against Ipswich, a team that's more organized than us, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. And obviously, he can't do the things of a double pivot can't do. You're covering a lot of distance, pressing, and tackling as well. He can't. Again, I say again, he can't tackle to save his life. But yeah, I think Ericsson was a 5.5 for me. Garnacho, I think 5.5 for me. I don't understand, because he wasn't getting to the game. Yes, I know people are gonna criticize. Oh, Garnacho's the same, but he's in a new system as well. And obviously, some YouTube channels who hate Garnacho, yeah, they will take it easy. They will take that game and put it on him as if it's his fault we lost. Again, he hasn't played in that 10 role, and it'll take him time. But the question is, will he play in that 10 role, or will he play as a wing back? That's the question. Where you gonna fit him? But yeah, 5.5 for me. Bruno, I give him a 6. I give him a 6. I think, look, obviously he wasn't centrally. Obviously, Bruno does drift wide when we were playing 4-2-3-1, but him being on that left hand side of the number 10, it's different. But in the sense that it's almost like he's played there before, because he does drift sometimes, onto the left hand side or to the right, But I give him a 6. There were times, I think, what was it, the free kick as well. I'm thinking to myself, well, let's see if that free kick against Leicester was not a fluke, even though it hit Justin in the head and it almost put it wide. But look, 6 for me. Rashford, I get, you know what, I'd have to give him a 6, but for fuck's sake, if it wasn't for that goal, he'd be a 5.5 or 5. Like, I don't understand. People saying, oh, like I've been seeing from other channels, is Amorim gonna reboot Rashford? How many fucking times are we gonna hear the same thing? We've been hearing it from Oli, from Ten Hag, or Ranier. Now Amorim. I don't understand. We're talking about, and people saying Luke Shaw in 2024. Well, I can say Rashford in 2024 as well. And by the looks of it, I'm not a Rashford here. Rashford is my favorite player. But every time I see him put a shit performance, you almost want to dislike him. I mean, it's almost like he has more dislikes than likes as well. And the thing is, because people want to go Garnacho for that shit performance against Chelsea, when for the last 18 months, that's Rashford at an average. But no one wants to say anything to that. I don't understand. But look Rashford, a 6 for me. Look, he got the goal, he took it well. Look, it wasn't the cleanest of strikes, but he put it in. The thing is, I want more from Rashford. Obviously, as a number 9, you need to fucking press. And people out there thinking, well, what does pressing benefit? If you see you know, us pressing, you see even the goalkeeper or even the centre halves clearing it, and then it comes back to us, you know. Or for example, if it was Ipswich pressing us, we'd obviously had to clear it and then go back to them as well, because it's a forced turnover. That's the reason why pressing, it's like obviously people do it because so they can get the ball back easily. It's not about we're gonna tackle them. No, it's about pressing. They're gonna shit themselves. Obviously, they have no chance. They have no option but to clear it, and that's it. They get the ball. So this is why pressing, even in Amber's system, is so vital because look, he's a possession. Like he wants to keep possession. He wants to dominate on the ball. And even Pep does it as well. When we don't have the ball, his team presses so that they can have the ball back themselves. But look, honestly, look, there's positives, there's negatives into that game. Look, obviously, I understand the negative side if people thinking, oh, we should have won because it's Ipswich. I understand that because it is Ipswich. But then again, they're not a bad team. Look, I understand when Man United were supposed to beat Ipswich, you know, but even Ipswich themselves, like they're like a good work team. Like they already like what's the word? Oh my god, I'm already starting. Um, well, they already look like a team. Man United don't look like a team yet. Obviously again with the new system and all that, new formations and all that. But look, we can take positives into it. Obviously 3-4-3. Hopefully Amorim, if he wants to pick his proper team, obviously that'd be against. No, I hope he doesn't rotate against Everton. Actually, he could do because obviously we got Arsenal 3 days after that. So yeah, look against Arsenal, I want him to put his actual team. I said again, look, I want the team that I wanted, that I think he should go with. But look, obviously Boulder Clip, pardon me, and Everton are probably games that you probably think he could rotate and everything. But look, obviously, look, it's not the start that he wanted because he was frustrated that we didn't win. But look, obviously, hopefully we could come back from this. Obviously, we win against Bodo Glimt, and obviously, also Everton, and obviously we go to Arsenal, and hopefully we could get some result. People say, oh, but Arsenal are favourites. Yes, of course they're favourites. Not only because they're at home, because it's Arsenal and they're a work team as well. Yes, of course people might say, oh, they haven't won a game. Obviously they did win against Forest, but they didn't win in their last four as well since that Bournemouth defeat. So look, obviously look, there are things you can take from this. Look, all I'm saying is trust this manager and have patience. Because if you're gonna keep saying, "Oh, sack him, all this, all that," he's better than Ten. I'm already hearing he's better than Ten Hag's better than him. I'm thinking, then what the fuck are you here for? Go watch some other team if you can't wait for the manager to bring his own ideas to the football club. I don't understand because if you don't have patience, I don't understand how the fuck you're even a support because we've been waiting since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. When are Man United gonna be back competing trophies and all that? When are they gonna, be title contenders? There have been seasons, obviously Mourinho when he came second, Oli when he came second. But did you really think we would win the league? Maybe not. Of course, maybe some people who could be deluded or maybe, excited or something before we could win the league. But look, we just need patience with this man. I like about Amorim, I like what he has on him. This kind of people say aura, but his character as well. I understand what he wants to do because when he saw that performance, he's thinking, wow, there are a lot of red flags. There are a lot of players that can't play the way I want to play. So look, obviously we see what he does. Obviously, I don't want him to, have a transfer window, and he brings his own players because if I was him, look at the team to the end of the season, and the deadwood you want to throw them out, and that's it. And then obviously the players you want to buy Jokerej, you want to buy Diamande, you want to buy Hemmild, the Danish midfielder, whoever you want to buy, get it for him. you know. But then again, look, obviously it's a new era under Amorim. Hopefully we do well, you know. No, I'm not saying hopefully. I hope we do, you know. Hopefully he does bring us. Obviously, you know, we always wish we want Man United to be back. But look, obviously, look, he needs time and patience. That's all I say. But look, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and see you on the next one.